lake where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fam's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. Was good? It's your number one Chief Rocker Knicks universe. Your main man, Uncle Freezy, coming through to talk that talk the way that y'all like to have that talk to y'all. Was good, everybody? Was good, everybody? It's good to see y'all. Good to be with y'all, man. Salute to all my people. The son of the legend, Kerry Cox, is in the building. King Imbut is in the building. Salute. Let me first start off the show by saying I'm excited for the members only show in the morning. That is going to be fire. I can't wait for that tonight. I want to speak about a few things. The Smoking Nick is in the building. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights is in the building. Salute to everybody watching us on Twitch and on Twitter. Salute to everybody, man. I know there's it's a Thursday night. YouTube tells me Thursday night at about 9:00 is the best time to get on. So I can imagine everybody else is getting that same kind of vibe, you know? So I'm understood. Y'all probably getting bombarded with a whole bunch of stuff, even though I know it's not 9, right? But whatever. So I have a lot of stuff that I want to talk about. Some of it you've already heard, and some of it is going to be new, right? And I understand when I go out on a limb and talk about new stuff, I'm generally out on a limb with new stuff. So I wanted to address something old first, and then I'll address something, and then I'll have a new take on it. Something I'm certain that you guys have not heard. The Rick Carlisle complaining thing. The Rick Carlisle complaining thing is something I know you guys already heard. Right? I know you guys already heard that, and you probably have your opinion one way or the other on it. Whether you agree with coaches complaining and sending snitch tapes into the NBA main offices, whether you agree with that or not, that's on you. My take on the NBA snitch tapes is everybody knows that intensity ramps up in the playoffs. D Block in the building. Kev Guapo in here. Was good. Everybody knows that the intensity ramps up in the playoffs, right? We were in a position last year where Miami came in and we had to match the Heat's energy. It was our first year in the playoffs, really being in the playoffs in a while. I mean, we were in the playoffs in 21, but we knew that team probably was just there, right? 22, we missed it. 23 was our first year being in the playoffs in earnest. And the playoff intensity and energy almost overwhelmed us to an extent, right? But a physical team like the Knicks playing a physical team like the Heat taught us a lesson. The lesson that was learned in that Miami Heat series lost last season is you have to ramp up your energy and physicality every night. You can't take a minute off in the playoffs. You can't take a second off in a playoff game or you'll lose. We learned that valuable lesson last year. Well, this year, for some reason, we have had the Miami Heat's reputation pinned to us. 76ers fans are still complaining about the Knicks being physical. Indiana fans are complaining about the Knicks being physical. Well, we learned that lesson last year, that you have to ramp up your intensity and physicality in the playoffs. Did we not? Any Knicks fan that's in here now that was a Knicks fan last year, remember how we had to ramp up our physicality in the playoffs. Now, Sixers fans are still complaining, oh, the refs cheated for the Knicks. The refs let the Knicks get away with murder. Indiana fans are now saying, and their coach is saying, Josh Hart pushed my player in the back. Really? Really, Rick Carlisle? I have your player on tape damn near snatching the jersey off of Jalen Brunson. Did you send that to the league office with your snitching ass? Probably not. Probably not. If you're a Knicks fan today and you realized that you learned a valuable lesson from a playoff loss last year, salute to you. Big up yourself. The New York Knicks learned a valuable lesson last year when we had young guys that may have not been ready for the moment, that may not have been ready for the physicality. Surprise, Philadelphia 76ers, we're ready for we want the smoke. Surprise, Indiana Pacers, we want the smoke. We want the smoke. And if you're not ready for the smoke, you're not a playoff team. It's just how it works. This has been, the referees are reffing the same way they've ref playoff games forever. The referees are reffing with playoff intensity. Last year, Randall got elbowed in the eye socket by Bam Adebayo, and you know what we did? He went to the free throw line and shot his free throws. Last year, Julius Randle was clotheslined out of the air by Jarrett Allen and landed on his tailbone. And you know what Julius Randle did? He went to the free throw line and shot his free throws. But Rick Carlisle, a championship-winning coach, is complaining to the media that on one play, Tyrese Halliburton got pushed in the back. If you're not ready for the smoke, go home. If you're not ready for the smoke, go home. It's as simple as that. If you're not ready for the smoke, then go home. If you're not ready for this championship tussle, then maybe championships are not for you. Now, am I saying the Knicks are going to win a championship? No, but the Knicks are damn sure ready for the championship tussle. The Knicks are going to go down swinging, and the Pacers want to go down snitching. I can't believe Rick Carlisle sat at a podium. Rick Carlisle sat at a podium and was like, he did it. A Indiana Pacers franchise that was known for having players like Antonio Davis, Dale Davis, Ron Artest, Steven Jackson. That franchise that had Dale Davis, Antonio Davis, Steven Jackson, Ron Artest sat at the podium and said, they did it. They did it. He did it. And listen, I understand y'all in the chat. Y'all like the Knicks talk to be a certain way. Y'all like for the panel to be big and for one person to kind of pass the mic around and everybody just agrees with whatever the show person says, whatever it is, however, right? Like one person sits in the big box and everybody else on the screen just agrees with that person in the big box. I understand. I'm not like that. Right? Y'all know this. Y'all know when y'all come here, I'm just going to keep it a stack with y'all. Y'all understand that. Y'all know that. I'm going to talk that talk the way that y'all like to have that talk to y'all. That's just our agreement. I don't care if you agree with me or disagree with me. I don't. And I hope you don't care if I agree with you or disagree with you. I hope that's the case. Respectfully. I like for everybody to have their own opinion. So when I come up here and call Rick Carlisle a snitch, it's how I feel. The organization, think about this, the organization that was involved in the malice in the palace gets on national TV and says, he did it. What are we doing now? What are we do? Is this the strategy? So I said all of that to say this. I think the Knicks not only have entered the championship conversation, I think the league has realized that the Knicks are championship contenders going forward. Don't talk to me about the Milwaukee Bucks. They lost in the first round of the playoffs 2 years in a row. I don't want to hear it. Don't try to talk to me about, I still think the Bucks and Giannis, man, if they ever get it right, I don't give a damn about the Bucks or Giannis. They're in Cancun right now, where they belong. They lost in the first round of the playoffs twice. Consecutive years, back to back. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear anything about Philly. Don't talk to me about Philly. If Joel Embiid can stay healthy, Philly might be. When has Joel Embiid stayed healthy? I don't want to hear it. The Knicks are in championship contention. The Knicks are championship contenders. And now We are proving it to the world. We believed it for about a year and a half. We believed it. But now we're opening the eyes to the national media, and they can't stand it. And listen, I know I'm not gonna make friends when I talk to y'all like this. When I just shoot y'all, when I shoot it to you straight, I know. Listen, I know I don't have the fancy graphic up or something, or I know Ian Begley ain't up here doing something, right? But I'm just talking to y'all person to person about how I feel. And basically how you guys feel. I read y'all comments. I read you, and man, listen, I read y'all comments the same way, for the most part, the same way I feel is the same way you guys feel. People make a 1,000 excuses instead of giving us the respect we deserve. A NBA coach would rather snitch than give the Knicks credit for playing hard. Andios is in the building. Hit him up. What's good? Scotty, what's good, man? The smoking Nick in here. LI1 is in the building. And I'm not trying to get y'all riled up, bro. That's not why. Trust me, that's not why I'm here. The reason why I'm here, the reason why I'm talking to you in this tone is because a lot of y'all have been the same thing, and y'all have been saying it to others, and it's been falling on deaf ears because maybe the message is not cute enough. Maybe the message is not cute enough. Maybe it's not. Yo, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I was on Instagram and I watched a video by Andios the other day, and I was like, yo, that's my man's right there. Why won't other Knicks fans or shows talk like that, bro? I get it. I know that part of this vibe is part education, part entertainment. You got to have a balance of both. You can't just have one or the other and all of that stuff. But what I'm saying is the stuff that you guys have been saying for about a year and a half was true for about a year and a half. Dripmore is in the building. Y'all felt like the Knicks were championship contenders. And the national media laughed and dissed us at every turn. And a lot of us in our Knicks space, and I ain't calling no names, and I'm not mudslinging, right? I'm not mudslinging. That's not what I'm not running for president, right? I just felt like in this moment right here, something needs to be said. We're accepting BS about our Knicks when we should be standing our ground about our Knicks. Right? We felt like the Knicks were a championship team about a year and a half ago. Yo, Ronnie in the building. Ronnie says, this is how the NBA truly feel about us. They never like the Knicks. Charles Barkley is a prime example. Yeah, you absolutely right, bro. You're right. But my thing about Charles Barkley is I met Charles Barkley once. He cussed me out. Whatever. I was a kid. and like a OD fan. I was starstruck in a moment, right? Whatever. But I don't expect an ex-Philadelphia 76er that roots for the Sixers, the Phillies, and the Eagles to give the Knicks credit about anything. I don't expect Paul Pierce to give the Knicks credit for anything. He's Boston everything. But Ronnie, you know what I do expect though? I expect the Knicks fan base to stand up for the Knicks fan base. Right? And I already know what some of y'all gonna say. I don't need nobody standing up for me. I'm standing up for you anyway. Now, take that as it is. I know a lot of y'all are OGs and y'all feel like y'all don't need nobody to stand up for y'all. I'm standing up for y'all anyway now, and ain't nothing you can do about it. What you gonna do? Leave? Uncle Freezy talking about he gonna stand up for me. I feel like y'all were right about a lot of stuff. I feel like I was right about a lot of stuff. Right? And I feel like at times we let people sugarcoat stuff that don't need to be sugarcoated. This team, when healthy, in my mind, can beat anybody in the NBA. This team, when healthy, can beat anybody in the NBA. Right? That's my stance on it. That's my stance on it. Like, who's the favorite to come out of the West? Minnesota? We blew out Minnesota. Minnesota played their heart out, and we destroyed them. Denver? Denver came in. They had the reigning league. They had the MVP 3 out of the last 4 years, and we destroyed them. Who, Philly? Philly had the reigning MVP. We sent them home. When healthy, this team doesn't need to cheat. This team doesn't need to cheat. We play hard. And I know, and listen, I know guys in they fancy clothes and they fast cars and they commercials. Some of they commercials be fire. I ain't gonna lie. Some of the drip they be wearing in their commercials and all that stuff be fire. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be a little bit jelly, right? I'll be a little bit jelly, not a lot. Like dudes be on there with all their jewelry and be telling their story. I'll be a little bit jelly, right? Just a teeny bit, right? Right. In the playoffs, don't nobody give a shit about that. In the playoffs, you have to play hard and be tough. And you can't be one you can't be one or the other. You got to be both. You can't be one or the other. You can't play hard and not be tough, and you can't be tough and not play hard. You got to be both for all 4 quarters, all 48 minutes. And if you can't be that, you can't be a champion. And you for damn sure can't beat the Knicks. We out here talking about, hey, Mr. Ref, you shouldn't have called that moving screen. Man, he been doing that all game. Why you call it right now? Motherfucker, if they called it all game, y'all still would have been complaining. If they called it all game, we'd have beat y'all by 35. It's what losers do. Losers complain. And the Knicks had to learn that the hard way. The Knicks learned that, like, trust me, the Knicks learned that valuable lesson last year. You have to play hard and be tough for 48 minutes. Miami made us learn that lesson, and now that lesson is learned, we doling it out on everybody else. And if you mad, be mad. If you mad, be mad. So what? Legit. Alawise is in the building. Salute to the Saint Alawise. Wise, they coach is out here snitching on national TV, bro. They coach is out here snitching on national TV, right? But he didn't. But you notice they coach out here snitching on national TV, right? But he didn't mention one time the play that Jalen Brunson got hurt on, that his player punched Jalen Brunson in the nuts. 27 in the building. Wise, how you gonna get up there and snitch? But on the play that Jalen Brunson got hurt, they play a punch Jalen Brunson in the private. Any word on that? No word on that, huh? Okay, that's what I thought. These are the type things I be saying that go around inside Knicks universe and in the national media. The national media is trying to sully our reputation. And inside Knicks universe, you know, people are just like, let stuff fly. Like, yeah, you know, but if such, either you are with us or you with them. Who you with? Friend or foe? Let's go. Let's go. Who you with? Man, we already have enough foes. We have natural foes. The league is against us. The media is against us. Then we have national or natural rivals in Boston and others that are against us. We don't need people in our camp like, well, Mitch wasn't hitting free throws anyway, so we might not miss Mitch. Yes, we are. We got people in-house talking about Julius Randle. What are we going to do about Randle in the offseason? Man, we in the playoffs. Why y'all talk about the offseason? Trying to keep stuff stirred up. We in the playoffs with a 2-0 lead. We in the playoffs with a 2-0 lead in the second round. A team has to beat us 4 out of the next 6 in order to send us home. And we out here legit talking about shit that don't even matter. We out here talking about trading Randle and the offseason ain't even started yet. What are we talking about? We up 2-0 in the second round. All we have to do is win 2 games out of the next 5. All we got to do is win 2 out of the next 5, and we get our dream scenario. Virtuoso is in the building. Virtuoso says, "Do you know the Loopy blogger?" I don't think so. I don't think so. Muted Growl is in the building. Scotty says, "All this Booker to the Knicks." Bro, we're 2 games away from the Eastern Conference Finals. And Cass is talking about a dude in Cancun. Chat. Again, I apologize to everybody that sometimes I'm a straight shooter, right? Well, I mean, I'm a straight shooter all the time, but sometimes I get over the top with my approach to y'all, and I know some people don't like that at times. I know sometimes people want me to take the edge off. Like some people be like, "Yo, you got to relax, bro." You know what I'm saying? You know, whatever, you know. Hey, Virtuoso, I try not to be as vulgar. I try not to be, man. Sometimes it slip. Sometimes it slip. My bad. I think we got to start holding ourselves and our counterparts more accountable with stuff. We're 2 games away from Knicks fans' dream scenario. Our dream scenario is beating the Boston Celtics on the way to winning a championship. Our dream scenario as a Knicks fan, and maybe not for everyone, but for a lot of people, our dream scenario is beating the Boston Celtics on the way to winning an NBA championship. And we're 2 games away from that. We're 2 games away from starting to realize our dream. Justo is in the building. Justo says, Justo, thank you for the generous contribution. Justo says, stop worrying about trades and worry about what size ski goggles you wear and what kind of champagne you drink. Look at that now and embrace it, please. Mets is in the building. Mets was.
Well, I never thought. I know this isn't your cup of tea for me to say this, but I was not expecting the Rangers to start the Cup playoffs 7-0.
Hey, bro, we talking about the Knicks.
Oh, sorry. Well, anyway.
You got some Knicks stuff?
Well, other than, am I content with how well this series is playing out so far? Yes. But do I think it'll be easy in Indiana the next 2? No. I mean, why is it that we always seem to hit this injury wall at one point or another with this team?
I don't know. It seemed like you searching for something. What you searching for?
Just answers. Why is it every time we start to hit a little bit of a good
No. I mean, your real search. Now I know you want to answer, but what answer do you want? Is it the injury thing, or is it a lack of championship thing? Like, what's the root cause? Like, what's the root of the question you're asking?
It's the injuries that are the root.
So you're more concerned with injuries than championships.
At the moment, yes.
I don't know what to say to that, bro. I don't know how we can help you with that one.
I mean, the other, and maybe it's a little bit of, when is this never-ending tragedy of us not winning a title finally going to end? Is it this year? I don't know.
Okay, so I think what it is I think you do feel like your real question is about the championship, and the injuries thing is just something in the way of you getting to the championship conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Just based off of what you said just now.
Yeah.
Right. Like not thinking back to past conversations and all that stuff. But since you put yourself in that vulnerable spot to admit both, one more so than the other, I think it's more about the championship part than the injury part. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. No road to the championship is going to be perfect. You've been watching sports long enough to understand that no road to the championship it's not going to be Cinderella, right? And for those following what I'm saying, Cinderella's journey to Prince Charming was not perfect. Remember what she did before she became Cinderella. Remember how her sisters used to laugh at her and all that stuff, and her parents used to treat her bad and all that stuff before. Yeah, her stepmother. Yeah, remember what her life was before before she turned into all this other stuff. So even her role wasn't perfect. So when how it relates to the Knicks is this: we are gonna face adversity, and we are gonna lose games in the playoffs. But as Knicks fans, the less negativity we allow to spoil what is something that has the potential to be great, the better for us. Because in years past, we allowed those things to spoil the magic carpet ride, and we did it over and over and over again to a point that we are in a 50-plus year drought of a championship for the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
When ideally, we know the national media doesn't like us. The NBA doesn't like us.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We have natural rivals that don't like us. Yeah. One of them is inside the city.
When they used
so we have all these things going. We have all these things going against us. So instead of feeding into the things that go against us, we should help each other and encourage each other, prop each other up. So this magic carpet ride that we are on is one that gets to its destination. As opposed to as opposed to complaining about the ride, how about we help this thing get to its destination? Okay. Vibes in the air. Right? Vibes in the air. Right. Yep. Wise says you can't worry. Yet the things that are out of your control, you just can't. The things that are out of your control, you can't control them. Why bother?
True. I'm not looking to blame Tibbs for this one tonight. I'm just looking at this from a perspective of sooner or later, the wheels could end up falling off.
So what?
It's just it's just the case of not matter of if, but when. That said, I'm willing to hold on to hope that we actually get to the NBA Finals and win it all this year. But looking at the West Conference, oh boy.
For the most part, where I am with it is this. We already have enough enemies. We don't need to create an enemy within. Right? The world, things are already stacked against us on every level, on a geographic level, on an industry level, right? In our division, right? Things are already stacked against us. So why take the fans and then turn the fans against us too? It don't make sense. The thing is I think the thing is we should look at what we want more. Do you want a championship more, or do you want the wheels to fall off faster so you can get it over with sooner more?
I want that title.
In general, I'm talking about speaking in general to the fans, to people in the chat. What do you want more? Do you want the championship more? Do you care? Do you care who hits the game-winning shot that wins us a championship? Does that matter? Does that matter? Does it matter what 5 players are on the floor when the clock runs out in the game that we win the championship? Does it matter what 5 players are on the floor? Drip Moore is in the building. The Ghetto Intellect is in the building. Does it matter? Would it matter if Precious Achua is starting at the 4 in the game that we win a championship? In my mind, absolutely not. Does it matter? Does it matter? Does it matter what coach is coaching us? Does it matter what uniforms we're wearing? Does it matter what city we went in? In my mind, no, it absolutely does not matter, because once you win that championship, they can never take it away from you. And if you've ever wanted something so desperately in your life that you dream about it occasionally, then you shouldn't either. If you've ever wanted something so desperately in your life that occasionally, maybe twice a month, once a week, you dream about it, or you daydream about it, right? Like, man, I wonder what it would be like for the Knicks to beat the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals and then play the Western Conference team and beat them to win a championship. Does it matter if Jalen Brunson is hobbled, but Deuce McBride has the series of his life? Does that matter? No, it shouldn't matter if this is something that you're passionate about. Hey, James Harris. Hey, Harris, does it matter to you? Well, Harris already said hell no, so okay. Mets, in my mind, bro, in my mind, the deck is stacked against us on every level. The NBA doesn't like us because we have a built-in financial advantage that 28 other teams, maybe 29 other teams don't have. Right? So they don't like us for that.
With the long exception being maybe the Lakers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I wouldn't. Hey, I'm not counting them either.
I said with the lone exception of having that financial gap in financial.
Yeah, and I just told you I didn't consider them either. I heard you. Yeah. Yeah. And for the record, the NBA loves the Lakers. They love the Lakers. They don't love the Knicks, though. Jay Boogie is in the building. Jay Boogie says, I don't need G.I. in the building. I need G.I. on the panel talking that talk. And how about if we host the ECC and play Cleveland? Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. My main man, Jay Boogie, is in the chat. Salute to my guy, Jay Boogie. That's my brother, y'all. Yeah, that's my brother, man. Salute to Jay Boogie. And Alawan says, if we got to play 48 minutes, it's nothing but a word. Dogs, yeah. Hey, and Wise, I'm gonna get to that too. I mentioned it a little bit this morning, but I'm gonna talk about that a little bit also. I just want to ensure that everybody else gets a chance to say how they feel, and say how they feel and stuff too. Justo says No one had Steph winning in 22 against Boston, but it didn't matter. He just played his best. He just played his best game and found a way to win. And that's what the Knicks are doing. Thank you for that point, Justo. So I have another point too that I want to point out about the Pacers series. My thing with the Pacers is, and I know this is gonna sound bizarre, right? But y'all follow me on this. Y'all follow me on this, right? And I know y'all hadn't heard this anywhere before and all that stuff, but I do take pride, and I do take pride in knowing basketball, at least a little bit. The reason why Rick Carlisle is not playing TJ McConnell more minutes is because he and Tyrese Halliburton are not effective together. And I know somebody will find some bizarre stat like, man, their plus minus is blah, blah, blah. The eye test tells me when McConnell has the ball, Halliburton is a spot up shooter.
Which we saw last time out.
Yep. And when they're both on the floor and Halliburton has the ball, TJ McConnell is a spot up what?
Shooter?
No, he doesn't like to shoot the three.
So he'll pass up. So he's a spot passer.
And for that reason that Mets just said, TJ McConnell and Tyrese Halliburton aren't effective against the Knicks. Now, will they be effective against other teams? I don't care. But against us, they have a limited effect. Exhibit A. TJ McConnell got off against us in game 1, scoring 19 points. In that same game that TJ McConnell got off,
Halliburton only got
Tyrese Halliburton. Hold on, Mets. Let me finish my point. I'll let him know. Go ahead. Say your thing. Go ahead.
Halliburton only got 6.
Right.
It's where you're going.
And in game 2, when Halliburton got off, TJ McConnell scored 10 points.
Whereas Halliburton had 34. Most have everyone on the court as a collective whole.
So when we question Rick Carlisle about because there are some Knicks fans out there, and I see them. Hey, Knicks fans, I see y'all. The ones out there like, well, the reason why the Pacers lost is because Rick Carlisle kept TJ McConnell on the bench. No, that's not the reason why they lost. That's not the reason why they lost. When those two guys play together, either one is effective and the other one is not.
So to put it bluntly, when they're on the court simultaneously, they're like oil and water. They don't mix.
Right. Now, can they facilitate? Yes. Right? But to who? If those two are the best scorers and they can't facilitate to each other, who are they facilitating to? Ben Shepherd? Aaron Neesmith?
Nope.
Miles Turner?
Spotty.
Right.
If anyone, at best, they'd be facilitating Siakam. And again, that's very loosely at best.
And so I know in Knicks universe, you're going to hear a lot of people that are going to fearmonger. They're going to make you think like, oh my God, Rick Carlisle made a mistake. if it wasn't for such and such, the Pacers may have won. No. The Indiana Pacers is a billion-dollar organization. They have more analytics than you can imagine. These dudes are not goofies. These dudes have more data than anyone. They know themselves better than anybody. Do you legit, are we thinking that a random New York Knicks fan, or maybe a Knicks fan at the microphone, a random Knicks fan at the microphone is going to have more intel about the Pacers than the Indiana Pacers have about themselves?
Nope. Not in my view, they won't.
Hey, Ronnie says you're the first person to bring this up. Yeah, hey man. Yeah, I'm just shooting it to y'all straight, bro. That's all. Hey, listen. I'm just shooting it to y'all straight. As usual, I'm just not gonna sit here and just be like, I ain't gonna sit here like buy my merch.
I don't have any merch, so I can't really do that.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah, hey, Ronnie, listen, man. Yeah, I legit, bro. Y'all been around us long enough to know. It's merch out there if you want to buy it. Fine, right? Salute. That supports the channel, and all that stuff, right? But the difference between here and other places is I'm not gonna shoot you the gas, bro. I'm not gonna tell you that the only reason why the Knicks won is because TJ McConnell was on the bench, when I saw with my own eyes those two players were not complementary to each other. If they were, they would not be starting Andrew Nembhard. It's just what it is, bro.
So true.
And Justo says, I'm banking on the Nova guys playing the best basketball of their lives these next two games. Bem. Ty Barbie's in the building. Salute. Ty Barbie, you panicking, bro? Hey, Barbie, I hope you're not panicking. And Alawai says, but people believe it and repeat that BS. Bro, because what it does is buzz phrases, bro. That's why I'm not trying to tell everybody to exclusively watch me and Mets. Mets are not, nah, man, watch what you want to do, what you want to do. Do what you want to do. Right? Do what you want to do. But we're not going to parakeet national media stuff when I know the national media doesn't like us in the first place.
Yeah, and actually, I don't like a lot of teams, but we're the biggest scapegoats for their anger.
Right.
And I can't figure out why.
Right. And listen, and here's another thing too that I want to point out, everybody. This is the thing that I want to point out to y'all. If you're a Knicks fan and you believe that the Knicks have to do all the adjusting because we're going to Indiana for game 3 tomorrow, you got to relax. The onus is not on the Knicks to try to stop from losing. The onus is on the Pacers to try to win. Bro, I've been watching shows and people all day, national shows, YouTube shows, all this stuff, and all people are talking about are, what are the Knicks going to do to try not to lose? Well, the onus is not on us to try not to lose. We've already been winning. We don't have to try not to lose. We haven't we haven't lost yet.
And this playoff, we've won 6 of our first 8.
Yeah, and I'm talking about the Indiana series, everybody.
I know, but I was just adding the Philly series.
No, I'm talking to the chat, just to the chat.
I know.
We have not lost in this Indiana series. So the onus is not on us to try not to lose to Indiana. Indiana has not won a game yet. The onus, the most important thing going into this game 3 is Indiana has to win game 3.
At any cost.
At any cost. Damn the torpedoes. You ain't saving nothing, right? Because here's the thing. If Indiana loses game 3 at home, they're down 3-0. The most important thing in this series right now is not who's on the Knicks injury report, right? It's not who's going to start if since OG Anunoby is out. That's not the most important thing. The most important thing for anybody on either side, Indiana feels like they have to win game 3 or they'll be down in a 3-zip hole. Now, do the Knicks need to win this game? Of course they want to win this game, right? Don't play with your food. Put them away.
To use a hockey reference, keep the blade on the throat until you slit that carotid or jugular. You don't let up on it.
Win.
Right.
Win. That's what the Knicks are going. And the thing is a Tom Thibodeau team never approaches a game without that mindset. A Tom Thibodeau team never approaches a game without that mindset. The Saint Alawa says we can snatch their soul tomorrow.
Technically, now it's midnight. We could say tonight, as in like tomorrow night. But you get the point.
Yeah, y'all. It's been a lot of weird stuff. Bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. Ty Bobby, bro, I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you. All day, I've been watching all day long, all evening, and I've been hearing some of the weirdest, softest takes ever. Right? Some people are just like, I agree with you, boss. Whatever you say, boss. And I'm like, man, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. The guys out of New York, I forget their name. Anyway, the big shows. On
TV or radio or both?
On TV. Well, both. Yeah. But the thing is that I'm getting at is the pressure. Sure, the pressure is on us to perform well, right? But the real pressure is on Indiana. We held serve.
Mm-hmm.
If Indiana loses game 3, they'll start booking their stuff for Cancun.
Mm-hmm. It'd be the same thing if they lose game 4. Or if they hypothetically do take game 3.
Right. Yeah. Jet Life for Life says, I don't know if we can win without OG. Hey, well, you know what? That's why, like Jet Life for Life, that's why in the case where you're not, I think we can win without OG Anunoby. I think that, right? Because any team can beat any team. I mean, Cleveland just beat the Celtics tonight. I mean, any team can beat any team, right?
Yeah, I mean, they just flat out crushed them.
Yeah, they just went in there and just blew them out or whatever. So any team can be any team. But if you're speaking to your comfort level, are you comfortable going into that game? Then what I would say is this. before we draw any mental or emotional conclusions about things that have not played out, relax. Relax. You have not, I honestly believe you have not seen the very best of this Knicks team yet. You have not. Right? In that Indiana game, Brunson started cooking, but down the stretch, Brunson was hobbled, and we still beat them. Think about this: with a hobbled Jalen Brunson and OG Anunoby not finishing that game, we were a plus 19. Remember, OG Anunoby did not finish that game.
And Brunson was out for a full quarter and 1.25 quarters.
Right. And not only did we win that game by coming back from a 10-point deficit, we came back from a 10-point deficit and beat them by 9. With at one point missing Brunson and or OG Anunoby. Smoke, what's good, bro?
Eating smoke.
What's Smoke doing? I'm gonna put Smoke back in, and whenever Smoke get ready, we'll put him back up. For those that are thinking, oh, see, Smoke disappeared. I thought Smoke was ready. Hey, Smoke, if you listening, bro, I'm waiting on you. We put you up, but you didn't. Okay. So if you're not comfortable with OG Anunoby being out, just remember the Knicks came back from being down, right? And they beat Indiana without OG Anunoby for a long stretch without OG Anunoby. Justo11 is in the building. Thank you for the generous contribution. Justo says we lost OG and the Pacers still couldn't beat us in the second half with fresh legs. We protected home court now. It's their job. All I'm gonna say is JB may break Jordan's scoring record because they can't stop them. Smoke, what's good, bro? We can't. I'm gonna just leave Smoke right here. Yo, we can hear you, bro. Smoke must be rusty.
That's true.
Yeah, he might be rusty. Quiet Money is in the building. Salute.
Yo, what's good?
There he is. What's good, boss?
No, what's popping? My internet was acting funny, so.
Oh, his internet's on the fritz.
What's popping with y'all?
Ain't nothing. What you got, bro? What's good, man? It's been a long time.
And then come back in.
All right. I think he said he's gonna dip out and then come back in. Okay. All right.
Well, one thing's about to be official tonight.
What's that?
The only undefeated team left in the playoffs is going to be Minnesota.
Okay. Yeah.
Something I don't think anyone ever expected.
There he is. What's good, boss?
Yo, what's popping?
There it is.
My internet was tripping. My bad about that.
Nah, ain't nothing, bro. Yeah.
I wanted to get back to what you was talking before. I apologize for my lateness, my tardiness, my non-punctuality. I apologize about that. Because I wanted to get back to what you were saying. Like, you don't appreciate how people is always trying to take these undertony shots, can't give a compliment without a criticism and stuff like that. was the gist of what I thought you were saying, but I ain't trying to speak for you, right?
No, go ahead,
But
bro.
I appreciate that because it is super annoying the fact that they just can't give you praise. Like it's like they want to praise you, but then they want to hate on your coach at the same time. It's like he's technically the coach of the year because he's been dealing with the worst scenarios and situations every gonna happen one night, and we just instead of giving this man his praise, they just look for ways to just keep you down. I don't know what undertone beef bullshit that is. Excuse my friend. It seemed kind of like, you know what I mean, like black marketish, real talk. But it's a lot of things that you just don't appreciate. They make it seem like the season hasn't been a culminative effect of a bunch of things going on. And for people that just only see the bad, that's the way you see things. It is what it is, right? Ain't nobody can tell you how to be. But we are doing a lot with a little, and you got to appreciate that because it doesn't guarantee that when we hold, it's going to be better, right? But it gives us way more hope that, damn, if we was whole, like, and like you said, like people just hating on Randall, and I had to address that, but because they think we're gonna be better off without him. How you going? Who is the consistent ISO ball scorer like Jalen Brunson that can slow down a defense and get a bucket when you need a bucket? Like it's like people just be saying stuff out of emotion or just saying stuff because they heard somebody else say stuff or regurgitate things that they hear other people say. But if you sit back and just evaluate it truthfully, then the truth will just come to your brain if you really think about it logically. And let's just start with using logic and not emotion, right?
Right.
But I just think that I just wanted to say that I 100% agree that it's an appreciation, but it's an undertone hate there, which people can't even hate themselves for the simple fact that no matter what they say about us, we just exceed expectations, right? We were supposed to lose to a hobbled Embiid, but then when we win, he was hobbled. So you can't win for winning and you can't win for losing. So you know what I mean?
Right. Right. You know what? You know what? It just what you're saying goes back to a private conversation you and I had about a year and a half ago, right? And I'm not gonna, what I'm saying, I operate by the gentleman code. So what it was that we spoke about, I'll keep that between you and I. But I'll give everybody a snippet into what the conversation was about.
It's all good. If it ain't nothing personal, you could relay that message.
Yeah. No doubt. But basically, what I said to Smoke is this in a nutshell: everybody with a microphone shouldn't be talking.
Facts.
That's as simple as it gets.
No
matter how
that
passionate.
one statement made me recognize exactly what we were talking about because I remember that because I agree with you.
Yeah, everybody with a microphone shouldn't be talking, bro. I know microphones are cheap, right? And I know you can get them from anywhere. Some of y'all already have microphones, right? But the reason why I told Smoke that is because in our fan base, and Mets has experienced this too. With people, we had people that come on a live stream. Instead of giving us credit, instead of giving us credit for being who we are and when we did it, they mention undertone type stuff that takes away from the greatness of what we've achieved. Right?
And you can
Instead of
tell,
saying,
like, it's not even, I don't even want to cut you off. I apologize. Like, but instead of just like appreciating us for what we've done and where we are, we don't need no participation award. That's not what I'm saying, right? But appreciation is different from participation, right? You can appreciate the fact that everybody say we one thing, we surpassed that, right? Then we just got this little fork in the road where we get the injury bug this year. It passes past everybody in the league, in any league, right? You get the injury bug. You know what I mean? Everybody on our team damn near has been hurt. So but what they do is like, no, they want to push this old school narrative because this is a D Rose narrative that that it's an underlying narrative that Tibbs played D Rose into blowing out both his knees.
Right.
And so they thinking, oh, he's going to do the same thing to Brunson or the star players that we had. But they don't give context when they say people are getting injured, right? They don't say Jaime Juarez undercut Randall, which made him put his hand down. He landed in an awkward position. He blew out his shoulder, right?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
don't say that Bogdanovich, Nicholas Batum, fell on the bottom of his ankle, almost blew his Achilles. They don't say these things. They just say, it's because of Tom Thibodeau and the minutes, right? Those two things don't correlate when you get context, when you give context, right? They just say things and then they mush all these things together. Like I was listening to Shannon Sharp last night or whatever, and it's not even relevant, but they just say, oh, didn't they lose to Atlanta last year? And these are the lies that they perpetrate just to undercut us and make us seem like, and that was like 3 years ago. So it's like they don't even care enough to get their facts straight. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. And he a casual.
Peace, fellas.
Hey, salute,
Peace.
salute, bro.
What's going on? I ain't want to cut you off, Smoke, but
It's all good.
at the end of the day, you gotta already know if you watching all the games, you watching all 82, and then you sit back and listen to ESPN or wherever you getting this rhetoric from. If it don't match up to what you saw in the game, then you know they lying. It's that simple. Like we
Great
shouldn't
job.
even be sitting here worrying about what they talking about because we watching the games. We don't need the recap from them. We seen it already.
Right.
So when they talking that, we could just let them say what they want to say. The reason why players is not coming here or whatever the case may be is for whatever reason they have. That
Okay.
don't have nothing to do with us. Like all we could do is play with the people we got, and eventually, if we keep winning, it's nothing that they could say to us. They're gonna have to give it to us because we're gonna take it.
I'm glad you
Other
said
than
that.
that, other than that, I mean, we
Yeah,
don't
I
really
think we just be
deserve
looking for
nothing.
proper vindication, and when we don't hear these, and I don't think we need to be in this delusional bubble where they speak about us how we see ourselves, but they should at least be more realistic instead of just dwelling on the negative. It's actually positive, right?
But our mindset should be like vindication for what? Because we
Um.
ain't do nothing yet.
So, but here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Wise, I ain't even gonna front. I understand where you're coming from, right? I'm not asking you as a tenured and long-term Knicks fan to look at us as NBA champions. I'm asking you to recognize where this franchise is in this moment and not allow other people to undercut us in this moment. You already know in sports, the champion is not going to give you his crown. You have to
Gotta
go
take it.
take it.
Gotta take it.
You have to go take it. But before you are able to take it, you have to go through trials and tribulations
Right.
in order to get yourself prepared to go take what you think is properly yours. Nobody is going to give you anything.
Correct.
And that's why I'm saying as fans, we have to understand that we're on a march to greatness, right? And the closer we get to the greatness, the greater we get, right? Right? Because nobody is going to be in the lottery and get the number one pick. Nobody's going to be bad for 5 years, right? And then the next year make the playoffs, win the championship. It don't happen that way.
And no one's gonna be a team that's not been nothing but dog crap for like 10 years, get the number one draft pick, and then get and win it all.
Yeah, bro.
Well, it's steps you gotta take, like you said, Freeze. The first step is the realization of growth and development, which come from forming an identity. That was the first step. Once we formed the identity, you see how we grew exponentially and fast because we had a style. We decided a direction. Like it was 2-3 years ago, we were saying, pick a direction. We got to
And
pick a
go.
direction. We
Yep.
got to pick a direction and go.
Yep.
So now we picked the direction.
People didn't like the speed that we was going in that direction. We picked that direction. People just didn't like the speed we was going in that direction.
Now,
But I
but
digress.
this the key to that though, Smoke, is you said we picked the direction.
Right.
Now, when you say we, you talking about us, or you talking
I'm
about
talking
the
about
front office? Because the
I'm
front
talking about the
front
organization.
office is not hearing what we talking about when they pick the
See,
direction to go.
see, hold on. Let me interject with you real quick. And I'm not. See, I always see, and I'm not trying to put myself above anybody else. Let's start there. But I'm just saying, you could tell what direction the organization was going in based on certain moves that they were making. And people, I had 1,000 arguments of what people just thought what they should do instead of what they were actually doing. Right? We was arguing progression over potential and all types of conversation we already had. So some people, like when I say we, I meant the the organization as a whole, and the
Right.
team, not the
Nah,
fan.
I got you, and trust me, I seen you having some of those arguments before. But what I'm saying is that a lot of times when we doing like people in the show, we in the chat or whatever, we blur those lines. Like when the front office decided they was getting Kimber and they was getting Fournier, they had their reasons for why they did that.
Right.
And we looking at it from the outside looking in, like, why did they do that? But evidently, like Freezy just said, these teams have way more intelligence than what we have.
Yeah.
So if you don't think that the Knicks knew that Kimber knees was messed up, like you fucking kidding me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Like
it was,
they knew what they was doing. And if you follow the steps like you said, you knew before that, the year before that, we wanted to get Damian Lillard. But we didn't have the assets. The only way we could have got Damian Lillard was to get off of RJ or Randall, which defeated the whole purpose. So now when you see these dudes come in, you know they making a quick money grab. It was a smash and grab. And they put themselves in play for the next year while still being able to make the playoffs. But we got injured because we still was gonna make the playoffs that year too.
Right. Right. But we were
So
injury season. Yeah.
if you look at it, it didn't look pretty. But the front office, now that you're looking back on it, if you could look, if you literally trace the steps, you could see that they've been had a plan in place.
Right.
And they stuck to it all the way through.
yeah.
Regardless to what the fans were
Can't be knee
saying.
jerk. Can't be knee jerk. You gotta put your plan in place and stick to it, no matter how long it takes.
That's why Leon Rose ain't talking. Because if he talked, then he got to answer.
Right. Hey, and I'm gonna say something to both of y'all, and I want y'all to remember this on those moments those mornings that y'all wake up and maybe you're not feeling it, bro. I'm gonna say this to y'all, and I'm gonna say it to Knicks fans too. And I hope they can understand that I'm talking about real life and the Knicks. The road to greatness is littered with the bodies of people that quit or was not good enough. Right? So when you wake up in the morning and some days it's your day to be great and you're not feeling it, just remind yourself you don't want to be one of them bodies on the road to greatness that people are stepping over in order to get to greatness. That's what the Knicks are right now. The Knicks are on that road, right? And is everything going to be pretty? No. Is everything going to be easy? No. But the one thing about that road to greatness is it is a road to greatness. And if you stay on it and be persistent and keep moving forward, you will get there. That's where we are as Knicks fans. And my frustration with a lot of things is this. We know that we're on the road to greatness, but it's people within our own camp that want us to drop anchor and stop where we are and feel sorry for ourselves. Like, look at all these people in the way. Look at all these entities in the way of us getting to greatness. Nah, we don't need for them to have the say. We need for them to come along for the ride. Because we
The
can
people that think like that is them bodies
You
you
just
talking
need
about.
them to be bystanders. Just sit on the sideline and ride the bench and just watch the ride, and then because you're not gonna ever get on the ride, so just watch the ride. Keep your opinions to yourself. You can have your opinions, but preferably keep them to yourself.
Right. I'm gonna ask Matt. You ever saw? Are you into? So I'm a nerd, right? I'm editing right now. I'm editing some stuff for somebody, for an artist, right? And he has this thing. It's a story about a little kid that is destined to be such and such, but everybody is telling him that he can't do it, right? And so, Mitch, you ever read something like that or watched a movie or something like that where this one entity is destined for greatness and it's a whole bunch of stumbling blocks and things in his way to get to greatness?
You mean like the Rocky movies? Or at least the first one?
Made the Rocky movies.
Sound
Yo,
more like Naruto. Sound more like Naruto.
His brother
That's like this book called The Alchemist.
I'm sorry, Waz, I ain't hear you.
I said that's like this book called The Alchemist.
Right.
Or this cartoon called Naruto.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Seen that.
Hey, so Matt, you know anything about Naruto? I'm just asking. I don't know in general.
Yeah, I watched it.
Okay. Yeah, and the reason why I say that is in our fan base, in our own camp, we're gonna have people that may have, like, maybe they'll sit on a panel with 5 or 6 people and they'll say things like, man, I don't know if we can win if Deuce don't do such and such and such. Right? Like, and Mets, I'm using this for an example, right? I'm using this for an example because Mets and I have had an experience on playback TV, right? Somebody said, I don't know if the Knicks can win if Deuce McBride doesn't do such and such. And Mets and I watched both Pacers games, and Deuce didn't do such and such. And guess what happened?
Knicks still won.
We won. Right? These are the type things I'm talking about, bro. How you gonna say I don't know if we can win if Deuce don't do such and such and such, and Deuce didn't do such and such and such, and we still won?
Because they forgot all of them games when Deuce wasn't doing nothing, and we were still winning then.
Right.
I don't think that's what it. No, that's actually a part of it. Is that, but they watch. I can't say they watch, but they still want what they want to happen while they watch. So
Right.
This is what they interject. True. This is the opinions that they interject with. Well, what if this happened and we won? Like, can Deuce play better? But it's like we need Deuce and he's vital and pivotal, but we win despite or regarding too. So I don't know what the problem be, bro. The problem be is just people want it to look how they want it to look. That's how I see it.
I think that the key is that they think that his role switched because they see him score a couple double-digit nights. That's the expectation from the team every night, and that's just their expectation. Like, Deuce has a specific role when he comes on the floor. Now, if he gets hot and he does X, Y, Z, that's a plus for the team. But that's not his real role.
I think it's more complex than that. I think it's that a certain group of people, whoever they are, whatever their experiences are, they've seen the Knicks fail so many times that they think success is not attainable.
Oh yeah, that's
the more success we get, they think an impending failure is about to occur.
You talk about
because if you watch, like if you've seen so many negative things happen, when things get positive, you're in this mindset that I want to be positive, but I've seen this movie before, something's bad gonna happen.
You know what that's a clear case of? When you think it's a black cloud over the team, but it's really a black cloud over you.
Yeah. That might be,
that sound like PTSD. That's what that sounds like, PTSD.
Yeah. That's why when people I heard somebody say today, I heard somebody say today, man, with OG out, I don't know if Precious can do such and such and such against the Pacers. Right. But what they forgot is some of the best games of the season from Precious Achiuwa
OG wasn't
OG
there.
was out.
Came against what team?
Indiana.
The Pacers.
Well, Indiana. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we remember those games where they was that game two reminded me when Hartenstein and Chua chest bumped that time. It reminded me of that other game when he came through, got the offensive rebound, scored, and then chest bumped him while he was screaming. It's like these games. It's like it's like deja vu. Some
Right.
people don't even remember what they like.
Right. Right.
They listening to them other shows though that's saying, but they only playing 7 guys. Like now OG's down. What are they gonna do? We've been watching all year. We know we still got Sim sitting on the bench.
Wise. Can I read you? Can I read you, Mets? Can I read y'all Precious Achua's stat line against Indiana?
Mm-hmm.
May I? I just want to read Precious Achua's stat line against Indiana. Right. In 2 games, that man averaged 43 minutes a game, shot 50% from the floor, averaged 11 rebounds, 2.5 blocks, 3 steals, and 13.5 points. And people are legit out here like, I don't know what Precious is going to do against Indiana. Did y'all hear the numbers? Did y'all hear those numbers Precious put up against Indiana?
Ridiculous. But
Yeah,
we watch
we
every
know.
day and we still don't know.
Yeah.
And we get mad at these dudes that we know that don't watch.
Hey, Jet Life for Life. I'm not talking about you, bro. Hey, Jet Life for Life. You know we bigger than that, bro. I'm not saying that. I'm not talking about you, bro. You our guy, bro. Come on, bro. Yeah,
Oh
you
my
know
God, he take his stuff personal.
it ain't never that. Jet Life for Life. That's like, hey, that's our people. It ain't never that. What I'm saying is for those that perpetuate the doom and gloom without doing research. Did y'all know Precious averaged 13.5 and 11 rebounds in 43 minutes against the Indiana Pacers? That's crazy. No, yo, that's crazy work from a backup that played because a star player was out. And to think that he can't do that again is beyond hate.
Especially against a
I
team
don't
that we
have
know
one.
that doesn't rebound and they don't play defense.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Like that caters to him scoring 13 and getting 11 boards.
Bro,
They don't rebound and they don't play defense.
Yeah, come on. Can
Like
we
we got to use our own brain sometimes.
Yeah. Or if we don't know, ask somebody. Mets do it all the time. And sometimes I ask Mets back. He'll ask me a question, and I'll be like, big dog, I don't even know. How about you? What you think? Mets, has that ever happened?
Yep.
Smoke, know it, bro. If I don't know something, bro, I'll ask you. Come on, man.
No, for sure.
Come on, man.
But I just think I don't think we were personally talking about anybody. If the shoe fit, wear it, right? If you feel guilty, then that's you, right? To be honest, I had to say that because that's how it is, man. Like if you feel like you're one of those people that be dwelling on a negative, it's probably you. You feel what I'm saying? So I just wanted to say that.
And my thing, I was pointing out the
No
pundits.
disrespect. I just have to keep it.
I'm pointing out the pundits, y'all. I'm pointing out the pundits, the ones that'll say, I'm talking about the pundits, the ones that have they national shows, they have hundreds of thousands of views and all of that stuff, man. And they say these wild OD things because it gets clicks. What I'm saying to y'all is that we can't listen to everybody, bro. Sometimes we have to depend on ourselves.
I think sometimes we just got to look at it if it was you, like if the team was a person, like the same way how you might have did a certain amount of things or certain things in your life, and then you have a realization, and then you just change, and you decide that consciously you're going to be different, and you do it. So it's people that's going to be used to seeing you do certain things for a certain period of time. They're not going to believe you. You got to show them. You got to take it. And that's what the period, like you said, that the team is going through right now. The ones of us that do see it, we should be helping the ones that can't see it, be able to see it a little better and the ones that still have doubts, just give them a little chance. Because none of us really know what's gonna happen until it happens anyway.
Right.
But you got to give them a chance to play it out. Like they ain't get here if they couldn't be here.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean,
I think it's simple.
yeah, man. Yeah.
True.
So it's one of those things, bro, where I feel like, as I think there's a responsibility to our fan base to provide the most accurate information and stuff that we don't know about. Just ask somebody else to speak to that thing, right? You know what I'm saying? It's just a part of it, right? Like the nervousness from the entire fan base about OG being out when Precious Achiuwa averaged 13 and a half and 11 rebounds, and he played 43 minutes, and he averaged 43 minutes with the Knicks against Indiana. I mean, come on.
Yep.
Yeah,
See, now that's the way it should be, where you giving knowledge instead of just information.
Yeah.
You giving facts. You not just saying stuff, and now I got to go figure out if it's real. You giving real stuff that you could figure out if you want.
Right. Right.
Yeah, the best way I could say it is the people that, and whoever they are, whatever they may be, is using their past relationships to judge this relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Mm.
Yep. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's one of them things, bro. It's one of those things, bro. And I'm watching, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm watching the panel of people, and some people we know, some people we don't, whatever, or some people we prefer, some people we don't. Man, doing the fear mongering, like, oh my God, OG Anunoby is out, man. We might not win another game. Man, relax, bro. We don't know. When OG went out, the game was close. Without OG Anunoby, we
still won.
Yeah.
And we stretched
and nobody
out.
knows if without Brunson we wouldn't have won that game or not. They just assume we wouldn't have. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But still,
man.
We truly don't know.
But still, you can't deny the fact that when Brunson went out, Pacers came at us like sharks smelling blood in the water.
Right.
But when he was out, we was up. When he went out, we was up 7. And if he would have never went out, we might have won, scoring at least 140 points.
We probably would have won by 20. Yeah, but not to Matt's point though. I get Mets. I get what you're saying, right? But this is the thing that we have to realize also: the Indiana Pacers are a quality playoff team. They're in the second round of the playoffs, so of course they're going to take advantage of a matchup that fits them. They're going to take advantage of a matchup because they're a good team. But here's the thing. The Knicks with Jalen Brunson is a better team than the Indiana Pacers. And we don't even have to, and I don't even have to get into a diatribe about it. The wins and losses speak for themselves. We have wins, they have losses. That's just the bottom line.
I just want to respond to the fact that Jalen Brunson got hurt, and they had a minimal time to adjust to knowing if he was coming back or not. You don't know what those players are thinking. So, yeah, they jumped on us as they should. But we didn't watch the game progress without him in it. So we can't just say that what we saw was going to be the end result, right? Because regardless of what we saw, y'all might think is the end result, it was still 2 quarters to be played.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's I agree with you though, Smoke, because the same way how Deuce had to come in, like he probably wasn't even thinking he was gonna come in right there. He just jumped in and had to get right to it. Like when OG went out, as soon as Precious came in, Siakam attacked him and scored a couple times back to back.
Yeah.
But then once he got in the groove, he shut that down.
Because I feel like that blitz in that third quarter was going to come regardless if Brunson was there or not. That blitz was coming. That blitz was coming regardless. If you see how everybody else was playing, Brunson was hobbling. So yeah, his presence definitely played a factor, but everybody else was the people that got us back in the game. So to just say, "Oh, he did everything," yeah, he scored timely buckets, but it wasn't just him.
Those Dante threes hit different though. I ain't gonna lie.
And
Those,
OG was
those
scraping before he got hurt.
those Dante threes was like, yeah,
OG had hit them with some moves in the paint, boy.
yeah, yeah.
Gain all hope ye who enter here, for through me is the way to the city of woe. Through me the way to everlasting pain.
Say that last part one more time. I didn't hear the last part. I'm sorry.
Through me is the way to everlasting pain. Or do you want the whole quote?
No, I like that part. Yeah.
Because anytime Dante is firing on all cylinders like that, we're saying he's his opposition to the starting point to the gates of hell.
Hey man.
I mean, you get the joke with DiVincenzo. Dante's Inferno.
Dante's Inferno.
Oh yeah, no, we get it. No, we get it. Yeah, man.
Granted, I actually have the video game adaptation.
Yo, Freeze, what you think about Cleveland pulling it out tonight though?
Pause. Yeah.
That was,
Big
I'm not gonna lie, that was a bit of a shocker. Because let's face it, Cleveland has more or less stomped every opponent at home. They've had a few dents, but the losses at home you can count on one hand, essentially, right, Freezy?
Yep. I think anytime you have a superstar, you always have a chance.
The reason I brought it up though, Freeze, is because I kept saying it's imperative we get that second seed, because if we get that 2 seed and Boston lose and we get to ECF, we get the home court.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this too.
Cleveland was like cake though.
I'm glad they won because okay. All right. So I was trying to save this for the Eastern Conference Finals, but I'll say it now. I mean, whatever. Bro, it's shaping up as destiny, bro. It's shaping up as destiny, bro. And so here is my I was gonna do like a presentation and all that stuff, bro. But I'm just gonna say this, bro. The Memphis Grizzlies won 27 games, right? They were 27-55. I know. What does the Memphis Grizzlies have to do with the New York Knicks? Right. The Charlotte Hornets were 21-61. Mm-hmm. The Atlanta Hawks were 36-46. The Miami Heat were 46-36. The Sixers were 47-35. The Bulls were 39-43. You know what all those teams have in common with the Knicks? Major injuries to their best players. Right? Now, in the case of Memphis had 2 of their best players out for a very long time. Right?
And legal issues.
Yeah, and their coach is a grinder like Tom Thibodeau. But you know what the difference is between the Knicks and the Memphis Grizzlies? One team was fighting and the fight got too overwhelming for them and they gave up. For the Knicks, the fight got too overwhelming and so they just fought harder. Right. And for those for those that don't understand what I'm saying, is generally when a team has injuries to 2 or 3 of their starters, and the Knicks had injuries to 4 starters at one time, and we forget this. The Knicks had injuries to Quentin Grimes, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson all around the same time, right? Randall was coming back off of ankle surgery. I count that as being hurt because he was rusty. RJ started the year off like gangbusters and got sick. Mitch got injured in November, right? We faced all this adversity with starters and stuff. And if we had a lesser mind state, we'd be in a lottery right now. Right? We'd be in a lottery right now. But the Knicks have a never say die mindset. And so not only did they keep fighting, they fought their way all the way to the 2 seed in the East and won 50 games. And so with that said, with that never say die mindset, people are telling me in the playoffs, like, oh my God, such and such is hurt, Uncle Freezy, such and such is hurt, Uncle Freezy. And I'm saying, did you watch the regular season? We had people hurt all regular season, and we ended up being the number 2 seed in the East and won 50 games. And now people are banged up in the playoffs. You think they're going to, after enduring what they endured in the regular season, you think they're going to pack it up now?
They're going to go harder. And they act like they don't understand why these dudes is playing 48 minutes, and they like, nah, I'm good.
Right.
Like they don't even understand why Randall was trying to go ahead and not have the surgery and get back on the court.
Right.
But he ultimately gave in and just took the surgery anyway, given how long it was taking.
Right.
He ain't giving in. His shoulder gave in.
His shoulder
gave in. He didn't
you
give
kind
in.
of giving that attitude. Hold on, otherwise. You kind of giving that attitude that we talking about, Mets, right now. Because every time we say something, you got to say something negative, and that you got to cut.
I'm just saying
You can do whatever you want. I ain't gonna tell you what to do. So I apologize there, but you giving that energy that we talking about right now. That's what I'm saying.
Right. But my thing is, but the thing I'm pointing out more so than who's right and who's wrong in this is that the Knicks showed you during the regular season that regardless of what the adversity was, they were going to overcome it, period. And to think now that the playoffs are here and we're in the second round, 2 wins away from being in the Eastern Conference Finals, that we're going to give in and just die slow? No.
Especially when we just was in the finals, in the semis last year, and felt we should have went last year, and we lost.
Right.
And we this close right now. We playing 48 minutes if we got to play 48 minutes.
48 minutes.
The game is 48 minutes anyway. That's what we get paid to play. 48 minutes.
Right. Yep. This team, bro, and to throw it back to my guy Raekwon the Chef, this team is only built for Cuban links. Yo, you started out basically what that term means is you started out as nothing and turned yourself into something. And you're not gonna let anybody else stop you from becoming something. That's what that term means, bro.
You're making me hungry, Freezy.
Hey, I'm going to go make waffles in a little bit, bro. With blueberries too.
I'm getting ready.
But to be honest, people crying about minutes when these people, and then they want to cry and say they professional athletes. If they're professional athletes, 48 minutes of giving your best for 1 hour and stretched out into 3 hours shouldn't be that hard, right?
Right. Yeah.
I look at it like this. We got dudes, we don't want our guys to low manage, but we don't want them to play the whole game. You gotta choose a side when it comes to it. Because if you got these dudes, they winning by doing it like this, why would you switch the game now in the 9th inning?
Right. Why are we switching horses? Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, and everybody listen. So the members only joint is in the morning at 9. That's gonna be fire. I have a pre thing that I had worked on all week for the members only thing. So the members only thing is gonna be bonkers, bro. And if I start a fight with somebody in the members only thing, it's not personal. You know what I'm saying? We just having fun or whatever. So, but yeah, man. Yeah, man. The Knicks overcame so much adversity through the regular season. 2 wins away from Boston, bro. I can't see a scenario where the Knicks give up.
It might not be Boston.
It may not.
If it is Cleveland, let's not get cocky.
Hey, man, we don't care who it is. We plan on going to the finals regardless.
That's it.
Regardless, man.
Yeah, regardless, bro. Regardless who it is. It could be the East All-Stars, bro. They better have their jock straps on.
And if we have it the way we want it, we'll be there waiting for them.
We'll be there waiting for them resting.
What's wrong with just erring the side of caution if it is Cleveland?
We don't care.
I know, but someone's got to be the.
Bro, we ready to send Cleveland home 2 times in a row, fam. We ain't worried about none of them.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
We're going to do what we have to do to win ultimately. Even if we lose, they're going to fight their heart out losing. And you got to appreciate the effort, right? So we just riding the high.
That part, what he said. What he said. And so this is not about Mets, about what Mets said. This is about us, me focusing this thing on our fan base, not buying into these off-pattern narratives provided by others that think they know Knicks and they don't. They just don't. You're not gonna. You saw the Memphis Grizzlies basically shut it down because John Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. couldn't go. They were like, "Hey, man, we'll holler at y'all next year."
And coupled with the slew of legal issues they got themselves into.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My point is he wasn't playing. My point was he wasn't playing. And the thing is the
our motto is next man up.
Our motto is bro. Hey, anybody ever saw that movie 300?
Yeah. Tonight we prepare breakfast and eat hearty. For tonight we dine in hell.
Bro, what I'm saying is remember that small group of men that trusted each other, that were prepared to go to battle with each other, and then remember how they looked across the battlefield and the entire universe was lined up to fight them. Bro, all those ships, all those foot soldiers, all that stuff, all them people was lined up against that group, and they looked at each other. It was like, hey, man, y'all ready to rock? It wasn't even deterred. Wasn't even phased. The entire Middle East was lined up to fight them, and they looked at each other. It was like, hey, man, y'all ready?
Like the Warriors trying to get home.
Yeah, that is how the Knicks are. We don't have the national media is not in our favor. The NBA doesn't favor us. We have natural geographic rivals that hate us, right? It's not like Portland, where you're in Portland and you might have a rivalry with Golden State, or you might have a rivalry with such and such team. Bro, Boston is right up the road. Philly is crazy, right down the road, bro.
Remember how the Warriors, they had the lady that was on the radio and she was telling everywhere the Warriors went?
Yeah.
And Brooklyn's right across the bridge.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Yo,
That's
HP Carlos is in the building. Shout out to Portugal. Portugal is in the building. Salute. Y'all know we love Portugal, man. I mean, yo, we rock with everybody, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes when I see people like comment and stuff, and I'm like, man, I wonder where they from. You know what I'm saying? And cats tell you where they from, and you be like, dang, man, Alawa's voice is being heard in Portugal. That's crazy.
Yeah, my Portuguese ain't good though.
Yeah, man.
You realize the Portuguese is no different than Spanish, right?
Yeah, it don't matter. No, I'm talking about Portugal geographically. I don't care.
I'm telling him in terms of the dialect.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm talking about like Met's voice is being heard in Portugal. That's crazy. Met's voice right now is being heard in Brazil. That's bonkers. Our voice is being heard in Jamaica right now. Salute to Jamaica. Our voice is being heard in Canada and the Philippines. Shout out to the Philippines, the large contingent in the Philippines, right? And we are legit talking that talk the way that y'all like to have that talk to y'all all around the world. And if you watching, and if you're not from the New York tri-state area, or if you are from the New York tri-state area and you just exist in somewhere else, you live in somewhere else, big up yourself. Big up yourself. You feel me? Like, bro, like legit, we legit trying to do this thing the best we can do it. Hey, y'all got anything else before I get out of here, bro?
Nah, I'm Gucci.
Stay positive and keep hope alive.
Keep hope alive.
Get this next
Choose
dub
peace.
tomorrow.
Choose
Knicks
peace, man.
fans, what is your profession? Tomorrow,
Facts.
in the next
Yeah, man. Members
19
only show.
hours.
Members only show at 9 in the morning. It's gonna be crazy in there. I have some stuff written down. I know I'm gonna make a bunch of non-friends tomorrow. It's gonna be it's gonna be crazy, but the link will be in there so all the members can get on the stage at one time and we can just yell at each other. Hey, salute to everybody that came through rocking with us, y'all.
Well, I will
Peace.
say this before before we get out of here. I think Brunson will play. I think we will win. And you already know what time it is, man. You know what I mean? We gotta keep that positive, high energy. And I really think we got a chance no matter who we take out there, to be honest. You feel me? Because that's just the type of team we got, what type of coach we got, and we gotta have a lot more faith. You know what I mean? Believe in the work, believe in what you see. That's what and I'll stop at that.
No
So.
doubt. No doubt. No doubt. All right, everybody. We out of here. We'll see y'all later. Playback TV tomorrow night for the game, everybody.